evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, April the 19th, 2016. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, an effort by the state legislature to stop Coffee County's legal challenge over education funding has failed for this year. A drunk driver in Manchester is facing numerous charges after leading police on 2 separate car chases last Thursday. We'll bring you video from the Trails and Trilliums event in Monteagle this weekend. Robert E. Elementary School students performed the children's musical It's Saturday last week, and the Tullahoma Community Playhouse presentation of the play 12 Angry Men opens Thursday night at South Jackson Civic Center. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
If you're in the market for a new vehicle, Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is worth the short drive for savings that can't be beat. Take home this 2015 Chevy Equinox, 0 down, just $299 a month. Or how about this 2015 Chevy Silverado Double Cab, 0 down, just $369 a month. And as always, we will match or beat any dealer's price. So come check us out or visit us online at stanmcnabb.com. But please don't forget, when it comes to the best deals, if anyone can, Stan can.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Legislative efforts to short-circuit Coffee County's legal challenge over state funding of education is apparently dead in the General Assembly for this year. A move to amend the state's constitution, giving the General Assembly total final authority over public education spending, died in a Senate committee vote response to legal action by Coffee, Grundy, and Marion counties that claims the state is in violation of the constitutional requirement affording a free public education to all. 4 other counties have joined the suit, which claims the state's basic education funding program formula doesn't account for spending on many items, including job benefits for teachers. The suit is being heard by Nashville Chancellor.
A 34-year-old man is facing numerous charges after he allegedly led Coffee County deputies and Manchester police on 2 separate car chases last Thursday afternoon. Manchester police and Coffee County deputies initially responded to a call about a possible impaired driver passed out inside his vehicle at the Manchester Sonic. As officers were on their way, Alfred Lazo Jr. drove away from Sonic. Officers were able to stop Lazo, but as they were checking his identity, he fled the scene again. The man crashed his car and was arrested and placed in the back of a Manchester cruiser. Lazo then allegedly stole the police car, starting a second chase that included him trying to hit other police units. A Coffee County deputy was injured following the second chase and was treated at a local hospital. Several police units from the Manchester Police Department and the Coffee County Sheriff's Department were damaged in the chase. Lazo is being held under a $177,000 bond. Other charges against Lazo are also being considered.
The Tennessee Lottery continues to shatter its own records, announcing yesterday the highest quarterly return to education since it began January 20th, 2004. The period from January 1st, 2016 through March 31st, 2016 realized a record return to education of $119.1 million, a 27.2% increase over the previous quarterly record of $93.6 million set during the third quarter of 2015. Other notable records broken during the quarter include highest quarter of instant ticket sales of $355.4 million and the highest quarter of draw-style sales of $125.7 million. January, February, and March of 2016 represent the top 3 selling months for total sales since the lottery's inception. Total lottery funding for education-related programs in Tennessee, including funds used for scholarships, grants, and after after-school programs now exceeds $3.6 billion. The lottery's stellar performance growth every year since its inception is thought to be a U.S. record for consecutive years of sales growth, continuing its place as one of the top organizations in the industry.
Republicans in the Tennessee legislature have their first opportunity to override one of Governor Bill Haslam's vetoes this week when they seek to repass a bill to make the Bible the official book of Tennessee. Governor Haslam vetoed the bill last week, which was only the fourth veto since he has been in office. The previous three vetoes were made after the General Assembly had adjourned for the year. The bill received 55 votes in the 99-member House and 19 votes in the 33-member Senate. Since it only takes a majority in both chambers to override a veto, the Haslam administration will need to turn 6 House votes and 3 in the Senate for the veto to stand.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
The wait is finally over. The 2015 50th anniversary Ford Mustang is finally here. This is one awesome vehicle. Let me give you a few stats on this V8 Mustang. 435 horsepower, independent rear suspension, 25 miles per gallon, and this is the one you've been waiting for. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Don't blink an eye or you'll miss it. Come by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester and check it out. The 2015 Mustang, the all-new redesign, will leave you speechless.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Philip Scoggins traveled to Monteagle Mountain this past weekend for the annual Trails and Trilliums Festival at Monteagle Sunday School Assembly. He spoke with the Friends of South Cumberland Monteagle Director Linda Parrish, President of Friends of South Cumberland Lathan Davis, and Director of Operations Rhonda Atkins about what Trails and Trilliums is and how it benefits the Friends of the South Cumberland organization.
Hi, I'm Linda Parrish, and you are at Trails and Trilliums, a spring festival benefiting Friends of the South Cumberland. We support the South Cumberland State Park on the Cumberland Plateau. Today we're at the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly, which is headquarters for Trails and Trilliums, and we have had the blessing of just beautiful weather, great crowds, and a really fun-filled weekend that actually has something for everyone who loves the outdoors. Joining me this afternoon is Lathan Davis, who is president of Friends of the South Cumberland, and Rhonda Atkins, who has worked diligently with me all year long preparing for this weekend's events. And we're here to tell you a little bit about what's going on here.
As president of the Friends of South Cumberland, I am fortunate to be able to have a lot of talented people involved in what is basically conservation work with the state park in the South Cumberland. So these are two of the very talented people I work with, and we really are at this event, Trails and Trilliums, at the biggest event that the Friends organization has. This we attract a lot of people who are interested in the hikes. There are a lot of hikes every year, but there are programs too, and there's art for sale, which is a major part of this event too. And it's in a beautiful setting here in the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly.
8 different schools, over 100 kids that gathered together. They individually learned the songs that they were going to sing together, but they didn't sing them together until they came together on Friday. So they've been practicing for 3 months, 4 months in advance with the same music, and it was phenomenal. These same kids are from Grundy County and Franklin County, Marion County. Okay, so we have 3 different counties.
Our whole idea is you're out in the woods, you enjoy it, you want to come home and integrate it into your life somehow. So you paint about it, sing about it, write about it, buy native plants, and create your own garden. What did you see among the people who were at the event?
Well, was like the cashier. And so I got to sit back in the corner and watch everybody kind of move around throughout the art, trying to decide which one, and I use the word speak to them, because it was, you couldn't just walk in and just take one off the shelf, because there's no two alike and no two artists. I think we had 30 different artists in there. So no two people, created the same thing. So they would walk through, and when they would come to me to, make their purchase, they just glowed, because, I would like, okay, so which one spoke to you?
Well, traditionally our fundraising has been for acquisition of land to protect the borders of the park. When the Friends were established, large portions of what we considered the park and miles of trail went across private property. So we've been in the process of acquiring that. More recently, we've initiated some programs in education and to reaching out to the public about conservation. So we're shifting our emphasis somewhat to a more public relations field, I guess you might say. But it's really trying to educate people about the situation with the park and protection and conservation. The Visitor Center, which is between Monteagle and Tracy City, and it's the easiest place for many visitors to find, just heading north on the highway out of Monteagle. That Visitor Center has been there since the 1970s, I believe, and badly in need of renovation. So the state has not, in this respect, kept its property well. So the Friends are stepping in and putting funds into the renovation of that visitor center. It's the displays there are really part of the educational process too.
Trails and Trilliums has been a fantastic success this weekend, and we're so very grateful to everyone who came from a 2-mile radius all around Monteagle, and to the many volunteers that it takes to pull off an event like that. In our hearts, we sincerely appreciate the way that the park and nature, in Rhonda's words, speaks to people. We are happy to work hard to continue to have that available to all, and we invite you to join us next year in this fantastic celebration of spring, where we are celebrating the natural wonder of our beautiful plateau. April 7th through 9th, 2017. Please join us.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Honey, we know you've got friends in low places who aren't real big on social graces, and we're going to help you chase the blues away. So slip on down to see the tribute to Garth Brooks at Frazier McEwen Park, May 21st at 7 p.m., immediately following the Grape and Grape Festival. Everything is going to be all right, and we're going to cause a big scene. So don't miss the dance, May 21st at 7 p.m. in Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Robert E. Lee Elementary School students performed the children's musical It's Saturday last Thursday night. Let's watch this segment called My Mother the Coach.
tentacle better than that. Chest up, shoulders down, stomach's in. Clean? You call that uniform clean? There have been some slackers around here. Now I want to see some sweat.
Football season's never been the same since they made my mother the coach. Sit-ups, push-ups, now we're running laps. Someone's gonna stop her, I'm going to collapse. Running, tackling, going for the ball.
Squash the other team like a roach.
Down, set, high, I wish you'd take a hike. Football is the game that I used to like. Why can't we go out on a strike? That's my mother, the coach. Kick it in, yeah, kick it out, oh, kick it in, yeah, kick it. That's my mother, like no other. That's my mother, the coach.
The play 12 Angry Men opens this Thursday at South Jackson Civic Center in Tullahoma. Peggy Burton spoke with Terry Bradford from the Community Playhouse about the event.
It's a tremendous mixture of men from the community that have been banded together to do this play, and a lot of variety in the characters, and a lot of variety in the people who are playing the parts, and come from many different walks of life. You know, we've got preachers, we've got youth ministers, we've got school teachers, we've got
you've got Dan Lawson.
Dan Lawson, the
and I was so glad to see him coming on stage.
He's fantastic. I had more
is.
fun watching him learn about.
I've been dying to have him come and be in a play, and I'm glad he took that job on. And also John Wright is coming over from Manchester, and we haven't had him up there for a while.
He's an amazing actor.
Yes,
he really is, and he's got a very difficult part in this play. Yeah, and very does an extremely good job working at it.
Well, Janet Patterson and Rosie Graham, who are directing this play, are phenomenal at finding the best people in the world to do a play. So I know it's going to be great. Let's tell them real quick about how to get a ticket.
455-0620. Just give us a call, or you can do it online at communityplayhouse.org.
Communityplayhouse.org. You can't miss that. It's easy, and you can get all the information you want. You can get your tickets printed out already, and you don't have to wait in line.
Or if you call 455-0620 and leave a message, I'll call you back, and we can talk personally about it.
Okay,
I
sounds
enjoy
good.
doing that.
That's great. So you're taking those calls.
I'm taking the calls, yeah.
What is your position on the Community Playhouse?
I'm the vice president.
Vice president of the Community Playhouse, and we love the Community Playhouse. They put on wonderful plays. What is the price for the tickets?
The tickets are $15 for an adult, $2 off, $2 discount for seniors and for students.
Wow.
So you can do it for $13. It's a bargain.
Anyway, 12 Angry Men it's going to be the best play. It's all takes place. Where all does it take place? In that room where you all meet?
Yeah, there's just one room, and there's a table with 12 people around it, and they've been sequestered for a murder trial.
Okay.
And they're having to decide the fate of a young man who's 19 years old, who's accused of murdering his father.
Wow.
And so it begins with the play. They take a straw vote at the beginning, and it's 11-1, and of course there's one holdout that says he's not guilty.
Okay,
and
so 11 thinks he's guilty and one thinks he isn't.
He's not. Yeah, and then as the play progresses along, they start reviewing the evidence and talking about what had happened in the events, and some reasonable doubt begins to occur in some of the jurors.
So
so over a period of time, it ends up with finally there's just one holdout. And,
okay. So we don't want to tell the ending.
Don't want to tell them the whole story yet.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. Jim spoke recently with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell about police procedures regarding traffic stops and domestic violence calls.
You know, it's been so long since I've been stopped for anything. Because when I got older, I started doing it, you know, trying to be law-abiding. But are there procedures for when you stop somebody? Do you ask them to? You don't ask them to get out of the car anymore. Is that correct? No. How does that work?
We prefer you stay in the car because we can control you better. Yeah. You know, if you get out of the car, you can do all kinds of things. You can run, you can, you know, attack the officer, things of that nature. So staying in the vehicle is the safest for the officer and for the driver. So, you know, you want to try to keep them in the car, keep them contained. You always want to try to look in the car first to make sure nobody's hiding in the car and how many people are in the car. And then there's technique as to how you stand, where you stand, you know, things like that I wouldn't want to talk about on TV because we, you know,
I understand.
But you can probably Google it and find it. You know, nowadays nothing is really secretive. But you do learn a lot of techniques on that as to how to protect yourself, how to be proactive, and you know, we have to stress officers to remember that because they get complacent. And you know, we want you to go home at night.
You mentioned a moment ago, you were talking about domestic violence, which I'm sure is a huge issue these days, and some other things. And if you listen to police scanners, you'll find a lot of times in a domestic violence case, one officer will take the call, but there will be other officers, multiple officers who will also assist him in that. I assume there's a protocol
and domestic violence has historically been one of those where officers, it is most dangerous for officers. Several reasons. One, if a couple is in an argument and one says, I'm calling the cops, and the other one is very upset, you've just warned them the police are on the way. So that provides them an opportunity to start thinking, what am I going to do? You know, are they so angry that they're going to lash out at the police? Then once you get there and the police do their kind of investigation, the way the state law is written, if you can identify the primary aggressor, you must arrest them. It means someone's going to jail. And then you've got, you know, the other party may say, no, don't take them to jail. Now you got two people you have to fight. So there's a lot involved. One officer cannot handle a domestic violence call. You've got to have two. Then you have to think about things about where do you talk to someone? Do you take them into the kitchen and talk to them? The kitchen is full of weapons. Yeah, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
A male officer doesn't want to take a female officer back into the bedroom because the accusation could be, he took me into the bedroom, blah, blah, blah. You can't defend it. So you always want to be within eyesight of your partner so you can see what's going on with them. You know, you got to watch the language you use. You know, there's all kinds of things that come into play, not just domestic violence, but anytime you're dealing as a police officer. You stop somebody, and, you know, I hope we're all adults watching this. You stop somebody and you're going to frisk them. And, you know, you have to be careful of your wordage. If it's a woman, you got to be careful how you say spread your feet. You know, spread your feet's okay. If you say spread your legs, you know, and then they come into me as a chief and said, that officer told me if I don't do this, you know, it's like, okay. So you got to be very conscious of your wording because that could very easily be turned around on you in a court and you become the bad guy when it was a slip of the tongue, basically.
Don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma's Dog of the Month. We'll also speak with Amanda from Coffee County Head Start about a new program they're offering for pre-K children and local stained glass artists. Tammy O'Connor will come by and invite everyone out to her show and class at the Tullahoma Arts Center. We'll have all that and more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1971 at 87 degrees. The record low was in 1953 at 28 degrees. The average high on this day is 74 and the average low is 49. Tonight, mostly cloudy weather in the forecast with a low of around 58. Mostly cloudy weather continuing in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 78 and a low of 59. And on Thursday, storms are expected with a high of 71 and a low of 57. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.